So, I'm still pretty shaken up here, so I need to summarize, make sure I'm getting it. So, what I've learned is to see my coworker as a mirror for a check of my progress and nothing more. She isn't real, just a reflection of my mind. And Holy Spirit says, yes, and so are you. So here he's really getting into, again, some of the more profound messages that Laurent and I received recently when he says, yes, and so are you. He's really starting to tell me now that I, or the personality of Regina, is not real either. That not only is this co-worker a reflection of my mind, but Regina is a reflection of my mind. Both of them are just ideas. The light, we'll remember, is shining through filters of ideas that seem to create personalities, but it is the light that is real. The personalities are only made up of ideas. And so again, he's saying, yes, she's a reflection of your mind, and so are you. You are seeing what seems to be you changing. And as your mind changes more, it will change more. So now he's referring to the process of cleaning the filter or purifying the filter. It is just a reflection of the story you are writing. They are characters reflected from the typewriter of your mind, and you are fashioning the story. If you don't like the story that you see, make the changes at the level of cause. It will be reflected in the story. Then, keep checking the story to see if you've done enough editing or if more is needed. So this is the part that I said is kind of like the code. You know, what he's really saying is that there's this story that comes into the typewriter of your mind, but you're actually the one that's writing the story. And he's saying what you do is you pay attention to the mind, or you pay attention to the thoughts as they're coming in. And you know, you practice discernment within the mind, but then you look out at the story and you see what's happening. If you look out at the story and you still see someone that upsets you because they're not loving with divine love or they're not accepting others, then you go back into the typewriter of your mind, the thoughts in your mind, and work on the story there a little more. And again, it's the in and out, and the in and out. He says, there will always be editing to do as long as you seem to be here in this life. But someday the editing will be merely minor tweaks. You will be happy with the story. Knowing that you will seem to experience the story as real, what story do you want now? And I said, yes, I see. So I look at this morning's blip on the peace radar and see that I just need to go back to the typewriter in my mind and focus on writing a more lovely story. Is that it? And Spirit says, the story is written. You just need to erase the parts you no longer want there. So what he's really talking about is the thoughts are going to come into my mind. That's the lines from the story. What I need to do is decide which thoughts I'm going to believe and which thoughts I'm going to let go of. That's what he's talking about here. So the story is written. You just need to erase the parts you no longer want there. That's the letting go of the thoughts I do not want to believe. It is your story. You can edit it as you desire. Let any parts of the story that you don't like go. You don't have to keep them if you don't want to. So now what he's saying is when I see a thought in my mind that says that my coworker does not know how to love with divine love, or that I do not know how to love with divine love, I don't have to believe that. And this is, eureka, as Larry said a while ago. At this point in June of 2005, eureka. You mean I don't have to believe that I don't know how to love with divine love? I mean, I thought that was a fact. I thought that lousy loser me did not know how to love with divine love. You're telling me that's a line I can just erase from the story? That when that thought comes into the mind that I don't know how to love with divine love, I can just say that thought is not true? I can just not believe that about myself anymore, and the story will change? You know, that's what he is saying here. The story is written. You just need to erase the parts you no longer want there. It is your story. You can edit it as you desire. Let any parts of the story that you don't like go. You don't have to keep them if you don't want to.